Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for the dearly departed round 10 review, which we are doing live, testing out, doing everything live this week. Let me know your feedback on that and during the show on everything we talk about. Remember, our dearly departed are the teams that were with me in the championship that have gone up and stayed up. So in this show, we are talking Sheffield United, Aston Villa, Leeds United, West Brom and Fulham. Those are our 5 teams. Stay tuned if you do support one of the teams they played against. However, expect the coverage to be slanted in a certain way. And that's fine. Of course it is. Let me know that you can see me, hear me loud and clear and get your thoughts in on each of the games. We talk about 4 games in round 10, and it was a good week for the dearly departed. You'll see why when we get to the results. We will do that in just a second. First of all, we need to say thank you to Jay Coyle, dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us. And you might see from Jay's picture there a clue as to one of the protagonists of this game week for the dearly departed. If you're watching live, you can have a Teesprings discount code there. If you go to my merchandise store there at teesprings.com, enter the discount code live at the checkout. By virtue of watching this, you're going to get 10% discount on all Benjamin Bloom Football Channel merchandise, T-shirts, cups, phone cases, hoodies, jumpers, etc., etc. Just type live in at checkout. As ever, you can support the channel in the normal way. Super chat right now, Patreon, sign up there for some extra content. Teesprings I've mentioned, but for absolutely nothing other than a click of a button, hit like on this video if you're in the stream now. Type a comment, get the interaction going, draw other people here, and hit the subscribe button. 13,339 subscribers already have. We love it, and I thank each and every one of you guys. Couple of comments here. A great win for Leeds. We will get on to that. Afternoon to Lee. A huge grin on my face today, says Colm, a Fulham fan. Mally's here. Afternoon, sir. Afternoon to Jay and Hamza, who'll be a happy West Brom fan. A few of our teams represented. That makes me happy. And the results made me happy. We've had, I think last week, it was just one draw between the 5 teams. This week was a little bit different and a little bit more successful in terms of the points haul and the result. I'll go through all the results, but obviously the ones we're going to focus on are our dearly departed teams. It was Palace 0, Newcastle 2, Brighton 1, Liverpool 1, Man City 5, Burnley 0. There's our first game, Everton 0, Leeds 1. Big away win for Leeds up at Everton. And then we did this as a watch-along, West Brom 1, Sheffield United 0. A first win of the season for West Brom. Only took 10 games. Sheffield United still looking sadly. Southampton 2, Manchester United 3, Chelsea 0, Tottenham 0, Arsenal 1, Wolves 2. And then 2 of our teams represented last night. A brilliant result for Fulham. It was Leicester 1, Fulham 2. And then the watch-along, a frustrating night for Aston Villa. It was West Ham 2, Villa 1. All that being said, in our 4 games, Leeds win, Fulham win, West Brom win as well. So 9 points from our 4 games is one of our more successful weeks. Let's start at the top and work down. We'll start with West Ham 2, Villa 1. Get your thoughts in on this one. Now, that is me already having reviewed this. So I've done the watch along, I've done the review, so I don't want to go too heavy on this one right now. If you've got comments on it, that would be fun to get some interaction. But if you want to see my full views on this one, you can look at the watch along or you can look at the review that came out this morning. So we won't look at the goals, we'll just look at the key moments in this one. Villa, from our dearly departed point of view there, Martinez, Cash, Konza, Mings, Target. Hourihane joins in midfield in the absence of Ross Barkley, who's been playing at number 10. Hourihane did start at number 10, but then sort of switches over with John McGinn into the game. So you end up sort of with a 4-2-3-1. They've said 4-3-3 there on SofaScore. I would more suggest that for the bulk of the game, it was Douglas Luiz and Hourihane, with McGinn a little bit advanced, maybe not as far advanced as number 10 would be. Trezeguet right, Grealish left, Watkins central. And they come up against a West Ham team under David Moyes. Very good without the ball. Very solid. They're going to make it tight from back to front. They're going to press. And they're going to be awkward to play against. The game ends 2-1. But there's a lot of story to tell. Let's just say Ogbonna gives West Ham the lead early on at 1 minute 40 into this game. Villa then come back into it, and Grealish gets the equaliser. A bit of a deflection on the shot, but Villa were good value for that at half-time. David Moyes makes a switch up at half-time. He takes out Antonio and Masuaku and brings in Ben Rama and Haller. And Ben Rama sets up a goal with his first touch. So Villa getting caught cold in both halves. And then it's just the story of missed chances for Villa thereafter. Big chance for Trezeguet. Even bigger chance. Free shot from 12 yards. Ollie Watkins misses the penalty. And then we get our circus VAR stuff at the end of the game. I've gone big on this in the other video, so I don't want to go. If you've got ideas on the VAR, get them in the comments. However, I've talked about this at length. The decision, as I see it, was that under the laws at the moment, with the wordings, it's offside by an armpit. However, they may have missed a more blatant infringement in a pull on Watkins. It's all very seemingly harsh on certain situations, these laws at the moment. I will actually do a video on how I think they can be improved rather than ranting about them so much. But you can check out my thoughts on that. Get yours in via the comments. So very frustrating for Villa. And if you look at the numbers, that bears that out. 66% possession, 16 shots to 6, 7 corners to 3, 3 big chances to 1, including a missed penalty. David Moyes was very honest in his interview. They said, "How did you play?" And he was like, "Not very well, but we've won." So if he's saying that, then I think most West Ham fans would also confess on another day Villa gets something out of this. But you play the game as it's unfolded in front of you, and West Ham did that and won. So fair dues to them. Villa missing chances, and then perhaps the got the thick end of the development of VAR and the laws as they're worded now. They will undoubtedly change going forward. But until they do, we're going to get these situations. There's the league table. West Ham up to 5th, 3rd win in a row. Decent defensively as well. They're only 11 conceded. Villa have now lost 4 in 5. We do see lots of signs of sustainability, though, when it comes to Villa. I mean, they were hugely competitive in this game, really should have got something, maybe even the win. So I wouldn't be mega concerned, but obviously never a good thing when you feel like you're playing quite well from a Villa point of view and then not winning. So that's an issue. They need another victory in there, but there have been some mitigating circumstances. You know, a couple of those defeats. I'm thinking the Southampton finishing and the Villa finishing in this game. Let's have a look at some comments. What have we got here on this one? Villa's form balancing out now, says Rugby Leeds. Jay says, very good week for 3 out of 5 of our dearly departed. Excellent week. Don't think we've had 9 points so far. Villa have caught the Fulham penalty hoodoo. Have they missed more than one? There we go. I've left my bias at the door, so in my opinion, Watkins should have had either a goal or a penalty. Yeah, it did seem harsh for him to get neither, didn't it? VAR, again, there you go. Sick of VAR, says Luke, makes the game more controversial and less enjoyable to watch. I know what all of you guys mean. This wasn't actually, in the first instance, a problem with the VAR. It's a problem with the law with the offside, and then it's human error in missing the foul on Watkins. Just crazy, dearie me. Hamza says, as I said yesterday, offsides need to change. An armpit, nose, or big toe isn't an advantage. They're still in line. I agree. I absolutely agree. Gary Neville spoke well. Look, I'll do a video on this, but I'll look at the wording. I have a theory on how they can change that. Handballs agreed as well. And Gary Neville was right on Monday Night Football. They're the two they need to change, aren't they? Mally says, I hate VAR, but seeing as it's here, offside should be the forward fit. Yeah, I've got ideas on how they. I will do a video. It's on my vast list of jobs here to do. Grealish earning your points in the Fantasy League, Luke. Me too, my friend. Because of all the surprise results, does that mean potentially it could be an unusually high total points to avoid relegation? I wouldn't have thought so, Thomas. I think underneath Brighton at the moment, it's a low tide, isn't it? In fact, why don't we bring the table back up as it pertains to Villa and West Ham? And I mean, look, there's 4 teams well under a point per game so far, which extrapolates out obviously at less than a 38-point total. So at the moment, no, because of that low total. You could be right going forward, but at the moment, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the table will stretch out in the end. That's Villa and West Ham. Let's talk about Everton 0, Leeds 1. And as before, I have done a video on this already. So if you want a real detailed thing, join 4,700 other people and check out that video. But we'll do a bit right now. And you may have been pleased to notice a tweet of mine going viral after Graham Souness just sensationally in my head decided to say that he likes Calvin Phillips, but he should try and get forward more. He's a good striker of the ball and add a few more goals. And this just baffled me, because I'm sure if you told Marcelo Bielsa that Calvin Phillips was never going to score another goal, Bielsa would be absolutely fine with it, so long as he's carrying out all the instructions that he does so beautifully. And this was a great game for Calvin Phillips indeed. Check out that tweet. That's I think that's the most a tweet of mine's ever gone crazy. There is the Leeds team. Meslier in goal, Aileen Cooper. Lots of Leeds fans very eager to point out to me about rotation in the system. Look, we've got to stick a formation up there somewhere. Write sofa score a strongly worded letter if you disagree with where Dallas and Alioski are. And look, wingers swap wings in watch any team that plays wide players. They'll swap at some point during the game. So look, there has to be a formation that goes down on the board. So look, it is what it is, but that's what SofaScore have. Again, write them a strongly worded letter if you disagree. It's not my formation. We can be a bit more certain about the Everton one there. Pickford, Holgate, Keane, Godfrey, Iwobi, Davis, wingbacks, Allen and Doucouré, double pivot, Calvert-Lewin central with Rodriguez, Richarlison wide. As I say, I've done the full video on this, so just get your comments in. We'll keep it pre-seed here. Great win for Leeds, and the numbers say they were very good value for it. Rafinha gets the goal from outside the box. Calvin Phillips starring on the TV. Like anyone who's followed the Championship, followed this channel or followed Leeds, didn't know already, Calvin Phillips is good at football. There you go. And look, really good numbers for Leeds in this one. Huge signs of sustainability, which is what we look for really with all our dearly departed teams. It's the right standard to hold them to. We're just looking for sustainability. We're not saying they should be winning every week. We're not saying they should be in the top 6. This is the standard we're holding them to, particularly Leeds and Villa. We're looking for signs of regular, sustainable, competitive performances, and looking for that either second or third sort of quartile of the table for those two teams. I think that's the right standard to hold them to. You're more than entitled to hold them to a different standard, but that's what I'm going to be doing this season. 23 shots to Leeds, only 6 on target. However, 5, I repeat, 5 big chances, so massively high on the XG, and the chance quality was good for Leeds. And this one did take a goal from outside the box from Rafinha to win them the game. 5-4-2 on the passes as well. Always impressive. Hit the post into the bargain. Leeds there now 7 points in the last 5. That will keep them ticking over that sort of rate. What is that? Sort of 1.4, is it? Yeah, 1.4. That will do. And as we said to Thomas's question earlier in the chat, if the objective here is to just stabilise in the Premier League and there's 4 teams way below 1 point per game and Leeds are recording 1.4 over the last 5, it's fine. Obviously, used to nigh on 2 points per game last season, but it is what it is. It's a different level now, isn't it? And Leeds are adjusting to that. 4 wins in the 10 games so far. 14 points. There you go. It's 1.4 across the 10 games, even not just the last 5. That would have been easier for me to calculate. Everton dropped down to 8th. Excellent stuff from Leeds. And remember the first few episodes of this series, I was looking for signs of sustainability. I hadn't found them after the Liverpool game or the Fulham game. I think we started to get them in the Sheffield United win for Leeds, and there's just been tons of them since. So this is going well for Leeds. Same as Villa. I think anywhere between 7th and 13th, you'd take, wouldn't you? And develop, get Rodrigo in as a Premier League player, Koch and Rafinha. Increase the level of star power in the team now, because we know the pattern of play and the quality on the bench is there with the manager. I think it's just now developing the team. And I dare say, and Leeds fans probably won't like this, but improve some individuals. Now, that's the name of the game in football. Sadly, football is ruthless. And we see many players do an amazing job getting teams up to the top tier. And if they can't then take them to the next level for Leeds, which is to become, first of all, a stable Premier League team, and then presumably a top half Premier League team, then that will be the challenge going forward, because everything else looks really nice for Leeds at the moment. Mally says, could have been 4-3 either way. Cannot wait for Bielsa versus Lampard. Yes, me too. So Bielsa versus Lampard again after that crazy playoff semi-final that I was at. And I will be doing this as a watch-along on Saturday night, 8 p.m. Join me for Bielsa versus Lampard, the next part. And all you Leeds fans have to admit that Lampard has got the one up at the moment. So after that playoff win, despite losing all the games leading up to that in the season, but they'll want retribution at the weekend. Great result for Leeds. They look like a club, a bit like Wolves, where good decisions of management could have them regularly in that top half. Indeed, listen to the Leeds game, end-to-end, great stuff, absolutely. Rafinha hasn't quite Bielsa, agreed, but I feel like he's working in our favour. Totally agree. A fair player that also works. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he does progress, because not that Bielsa creates robots, he doesn't, but a lot of his players, even a young player like Jack Harrison, who's a loanee, all of a sudden he's a Bielsa player. He's not Jack Harrison anymore. Whereas someone like Pablo Hernandez, who played so long without Bielsa, still maintained that own individual personality. Meslier looked more experienced than Pickford. Yeah, he won't look. He literally can't be more experienced than Pickford until he's played more games. But I know what you mean, Luke. And I would say 9 out of 10 people would argue he's having a better season than the England goalkeeper. Pressure is off Leeds this season in the Championship. We had the pressure of having to win every week. Agreed. In the Prem, we are loving life. We now have a strong bench. Yeah, and that was not the case in the Championship, was it? I remember Forshaw getting injured and being out, and the suspension for Casilla and other injuries. I mean, the previous season when Ruth and Hernandez were injured at the same time, and Ruth and Bamford were never fit at the same time in the first season, and they didn't have strength in depth. And I think when people look back and see what Bielsa actually did with, basically starting with a bog standard Championship 11 and not much of a squad, just sensational job. Stop crying, Frank Lampard. Indeed. Great team, Leeds, says, I'm going to butcher your name here, Bargav. Do you see them more like Wolves or Sheffield United? Well, more like Wolves at the moment. Well, they don't play like Wolves. And frankly, Wolves have obviously had the faux sun money piped in there. So, in that respect, more like Sheffield United. Good question. I saw someone with binoculars at the Chelsea training ground today. They should be on lockdown. Where were they? Tier 2 in London. Yeah, absolutely. Be breaking the law for sure this time, wouldn't you? Right, we have got to tip our caps, though, to Fulham, who I'm sure most of us had predicted to lose up at Leicester, but like Aston Villa now as well, have gone to Leicester and got the victory. Brilliant stuff by Scott Parker. He gets a lot of heat. Let's give him some credit for this one. Superb win. Leicester 1, Fulham 2. And I've said it for a few weeks now. He's got a team. They're developing. He's made some hard calls. And from where they were earlier in the season to where they are now, Scott Parker has done a good job. And to get them up, okay, unconvincing, sometimes relied on Mitrovic. We need to give Scott Parker, in the main, he gets more right than he gets wrong, doesn't he? And I know a few people question him. There's the team. And look, again, talk about a hard decision. He's gone without Mitrovic now, the guy that really got him through the championship. He wants to play without. I guess he wants more movement, more flexibility. I don't know. But Mitrovic is a sub now, essentially, for Fulham. Areola in goal. Reid, Iain, Anderson, Adrabio and Robinson. Literally none of them. And I mean, look, Bobby Reid played wide and then got back into defensive positions. He wasn't playing fullback. Parker said that himself after the game. So it is essentially a back four there. So if you take Bobby Reid out of that, literally none of those back five were there last season. Adrabio was there with Blackburn at Fulham. That was the closest he got to them last season, and West Brom the season before. So call Reid a midfielder, but getting back on the right-hand side without the ball. And then Lookman, Anguissa, Harrison Reed, Loftus-Cheek, Cavaliero. So look on the bench. Ruddock, Ream, Brian, Kearney, leave out Lamina, Kamara a little bit, and Mitrovic. All the mainstays from last season have essentially been bombed out this season, haven't they? And Parker has made some hard calls. And at the moment, he's getting it right. And they're outside of the relegation zone. Leicester, Schmeichel, Fuchs, Evans, Fofana, Thomas and Justin wing-backs, Tielemans, Mendy, Mattheson, Pratt, and Vardy are your sort of front three, two narrow strikers. A couple of let-offs here. That is Tielemans. He's just out of the shot. He's hit that from outside the box. Hits the post. Fofana follows in, hits the crossbar. So if you're looking at the XG, in one instance there, a couple of, well, no, the first one won't be a big number, but hitting the woodwork twice in one shift. You know what I mean. Here comes the goal. There is Ademola Lookman, who's just been excellent since he's joined Fulham, hasn't he? Really good stint by Lookman. And what that still doesn't show you, I wish I had the rights to show you Premier League highlights. I don't. Is Anguissa, who I think must be disguised behind. Is there a player there behind Fofana? I can't. No, there isn't. I don't know where Anguissa is, but he's driven all the way up the pitch, shrugged off a midfield challenge, and then on the run, slid that through to Lookman, who's just the chief protagonist and gets another goal here. 1-0. Here comes the second. And they were keen to point out on Monday Night Football, VAR does not just take away goals, it does add them, because referee Hooper did not manage to spot this. I'm not criticising him. It's a blooming hard job. But Fuchs goes across Bobby Reid, and you can see the contact there between Fuchs' right thigh and Reid's left thigh, and he takes him down, and it's a penalty. And VAR helps out there and helps Fulham get the penalty. And finally, Cavaliero sticks that up in the top corner. God, we've had Lookman try and dink one and miss, and then we've had Cavaliero try and try anything. He falls over it. He takes it. Mitrovic missed one as well at Sheffield United. So finally, they missed three. So the fourth penalty, they finally get one in, and it's 2-0. Brilliant stuff from Fulham. Here is Lookman in the second half. Big chance there. Schmeichel parries that out to the left-hand side. Squeaky bum time at the end. Harvey Barnes from Vardy's very perceptive header down. It's a good goal, this, actually. Two excellent instinctual players there. Vardy heads down into the right spot. Barnes has barely any time, hits on the half volley, lashes it in. But Leicester cannot come back, and Fulham hold out for the win. Excellent job by the Cottagers. There are the numbers. A rarity for Leicester. Leicester get Leicestered in possession stakes there. 68 to 32 in Leicester's favour. 16 shots to 10, but on target 5 to 3 in Fulham's favour. 5 corners to 6, even territory there. But I always look at them as revealing stats. 4 big chances to 2 in Fulham's favour. Leicester have done that to a fair few teams. They're on the end of it this match, as in a 32% possession, but playing the penalty boxes. Fulham deserved of this win. Well done to Scott Parker. As I say, who'd have thought he would bomb out his entire back four and goalkeeper and Mitrovic and Kenny and go to Leicester and win. Sorry, I keep saying bombed out. It's probably unfair, but not using players that got him to the dance. He wants to go a different way. More power to him if he's going to get results like this. And 6 points in the last 5 games. It seems daft to say 3 defeats in those 5. 6 points in 5 will be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. That's 1.2 points per game. That will get you to the 40 points. So I always say it doesn't matter if you lose games. You lose 3 and 5. As long as you win the other 2 and you're over that point per game, and as been pointed out earlier in the stream, probably won't even be that high. A point per game is 38. 1.2 is going to be low 40s, isn't it? They're going to be okay if they can maintain this and the tide below them doesn't rise too high, which looking at a couple of the teams below, it might not go much above 1.1 points per game. So all good for Fulham. Let's have a look here in the comments. 2,000 fans on Saturday. Indeed. Looking forward to that. Good luck, anyone on getting a ticket. Lots of ballots going off anywhere. Leicester got out. Leicester, Cole. They did. Well played, Parker. Mad Mark. I like your top, Ben. Where's it from? I've got no idea. It'll be Zara, Top Shop, or a charity shop. Knowing me, top man. Left Kenny and Mitra on the bench last night. Loads were moaning. He got it right, though. So, and this is the thing with Parker. He's kind of, probably unfairly mistrusted in some respects, but gets it right. And Joseph makes a great point there in restoring the belief, because that's the biggest thing, isn't it? I remember my team, Ipswich, when we got relegated in 18-19 from the Championship, we were done by November, late November, early December. The belief was gone. They were done. They thought that they weren't good enough and never got that belief back. So good point. Still waiting for Loftus-Cheek to get his groove back. Yeah, he's a high-end player, though, isn't he? So he should do bits here. You can say what you want about Wilder, but he has a point. What was that point, Donna? Let me know. Loftus-Cheek. Oh, he has a point. Okay. I've got the joke now. Jessica got the joke as well. There we go. Loftus-Cheek needs a good run in the team. I think he's going to get it. And we might see Mitro on the bench now. He wants Cavaliero's legs, doesn't he? 75 quid a ticket. Yeah. Not great on the fans, but I suppose the clubs have missed out massively on that gate revenue, haven't they? So, and if they give it to season ticket holders, then we make any money out of that anyway, are they? So we'll see. Right, let's move on now. And again, this is one that I have already kind of covered. There's the watch along. There is me looking resplendent in my Frankenstein jumper. And thank you to the 2,500 people. Don't know why I got 11 dislikes on that. Deary me. You can help me feel better about that by hitting like right now. It's a very high number for me. Ho-hum. What are you going to do, hey? Haters going to hate. But my point being that I've already covered this game in all its detail as a watch-along. So check that one out. We'll do a quick little bit. Now it was West Brom 1, Sheffield United 0. The Baggies' first win of the season. Sheffield United still no wins. We said, was it going to be the unhelpful draw? No, we get a winner, and that winner is West Brom. Well done to them. I'm going to say exactly what I said about West Ham, though. You can only play the game state that's put in front of you, and if that involves your opponents missing a load of chances, then good luck to you, but just be careful worrying about the sustainability of that. Well done, West Brom, but Sheffield United should have scored. I don't want to get roped into hyperbole here. Should have scored at least 3 goals in this game, shouldn't they? Looking back at the chances. West Brom, Johnston, Bartley, Ivanovic, Ajayi, Furlong and Townsend, the wing-backs. Sawyers and Gallagher looks regular now with Pereira. He wasn't necessarily a 10, was he? At times it was Grant up top and Pereira and Robinson narrow. But again, use whatever string of numbers you like. Those were the chief attackers with Dean Garner on the bench once again. Sheffield United, well, he's tried all sorts of permutations to replace Jack O'Connell and Dean Henderson, indeed. That might be key as well. Ramsdale in goal, Basham, Egan, Keane, Bryan this time. So no Ender Stevens in the 18 or 19, whatever it is, can't remember. Lowe and Baldock are the wing-backs. It's just that left-hand side of the team, O'Connell and Stevens, been so good for so long. Fleck and Norwood are back in with Berger. That makes some sense. Burke and McBurney up front. Does he need a settled 11? To be fair to the two strikers, it wasn't so much them missing all the big openings in this game, although McBurney did miss one, didn't he? And it's going to be a tale of missed chances. Doesn't make, oh my God, big chances 6 for Sheffield United in this game. And literally, I think it's 3 in the first 10 minutes or so. I remember Baldock having 2. There were so many, I can't remember. Just in the second half, though, that horrible one for Baldock where he slashes it over the bar from like 6 yards out. They created loads of chances in this game, Sheffield United, and didn't take them. Conor Gallagher, on the other hand, did take his chance and lashed that one in for a nice early shot into the corner for the only goal. And they keep a clean sheet. I do have to say, I hate to be harsh on our dearly departed teams. West Brom keep the clean sheet more by Blade's inability to finish the chances in this one, sadly. So in terms of sustainability, yes, West Brom have got their first win, but on another weekend, if Sheffield United put some of those chances away, it doesn't bode well. However, we were talking about belief. If this now gives them the belief, but come on, we know concede 6 big chances against a team who's finishing, and you're in for a hammering. That's the issue for West Brom, but they get the win. I mean, just such an open game. That might be a mitigating factor that you can argue there. 38 shots in the game, for goodness sake. 6-5 in favour of West Brom. 14 corners to 9, for God's sake. How was there only 1 goal in this game? 2 big chances to 6. 18 shots inside the box. I mean, crikey, Sheffield United it's literally 3 games worth of decent chances. I haven't taken a single one. And with my dearly departed hat on, it gives me absolutely no pleasure to say that. It does give me some pleasure to say that West Brom have got off the mark and got their first victory of the season. Nobody likes to see teams struggling week after week. Sheffield United are. West Brom, 6 points in 10 games. I mean, big picture, that's not going to be enough, is it? 0.6 points per game. They need to pick up a few more victories for sure, don't they, West Brom? But I think he's found a system. He's found a win. Let's see if they can trend upwards now, West Brom. And for Sheffield United, I'll go back to Joseph's comment earlier. It's about belief now, because with any belief there, they've won this game. I remember going to see Sheffield United last season away at Norwich. Russ, who's familiar to people on the channel, got me a ticket. And George Baldock scored a brilliant goal in that. Not even a half chance, a quarter chance, an eighth of a chance. He span his man and pinged it in the corner. And yeah, if he'd had that type of belief, he's scoring any one of the, I think, 3 chances he got. I don't want to be singling Baldock out. That's unfair. He's been an excellent player for Sheffield United. But you take my point, guys. You really, really do take my point. 1 point from the first 10 games surely has to be I hope it's not. I really, really hope it's not, because you wouldn't want that to be Chris Wilder's legacy being remembered. My team, Ipswich, and George Burley, who did such an amazing job, people still remember that 9-0 in 1995 against Manchester United. Fortunately, well, not for Southampton's case, but fortunately, we had another 9-0 last season, didn't we? But yeah, after all the work Chris Wilder's done, I don't want him to, if they go down, they go down. That would be sad enough. But a record points low would really suck for Wilder, won't it? I hope they stick with him. He's been so good for them, won't they? Hamza says, I'm hoping other teams, we won't concede so many chances. You better, yeah. Sheffield United threw on loads of attackers late on. Yeah, that might mitigate the numbers. They really did just go kitchen sink, didn't they, Hamza? Fair point. Wonder what odds you'd have got for Sheffield United 1 point after. Huge long odds for that after finishing 9th. That team, apart from Berger, is absolutely, I think woefully stretching the point, Lewis. Max Lowe couldn't cement a place in an average Derby side, and Burke never played. I mean, they're reasonable. I think you've undercut your own comment, Lewis, a little bit by saying woeful. But I do agree they're players that have all played above their level to get there. So I think you make a solid point. Just remove the word woeful from that. But there are some good players in there. But I do take your point. They're all players that have played above their level and all need to play well together for this to work. Sheffield United need a creative midfielder. Possibly. Remember when they had success under in the Championship, Mark Duffy did that job really well, didn't he? And then last season, Wilder went back to Lundstrom and a solid 3. I mean, the thing is that their main creativity was overloading players down the sides of the pitch, wasn't it? Rather than Shaylee, my darling, I've just seen your missed call. I'll give you a phone in just a second, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I'll be done in a couple of minutes, gorgeous. Lewis says, but no, just going back to the creative midfielder point, that might be the thing. And it might be sacrificing a striker to do that role. But the whole creativity came from playing down the sides, didn't it? Lewis says it is a record. We had 6 points by this time, finished on 11. That's hopeless, isn't it? Dear oh me. I think our luck against Sheffield United just makes up for bad luck. Yeah, if you believe in the adage that it evens itself out, then maybe you're onto something. There, you do wonder how much longer Wilder will stand in job. They can't fire him after he's done. That would be mental, wouldn't it? After he's done so well there. Look at Farker and Norwich, the top of the Championship. I would say the only thing that should see Chris Wilder get fired from Sheffield United is if they're relegated and then they're unable to be promoted, i.e. way off the pace in a Championship season, which means basically 3/4 of the season for you to even be able to judge that. That's my view. I'm a big fan of Chris Wilder, though. Who better to get them straight back up? Exactly, if they do go down. Nat agrees with that. Brilliant job Wilder has done there. And I always talk about credit in the bank. And that guy has got at least a relegation worth of credit. And what we saw at teams like Bristol City and Norwich, where Lee Johnson and Alex Neil were both fired, but it was when playoffs were impossible. So that was about 10 games of the season to go. That is what I think Chris Wilder deserves at Sheffield United. Right, that is our show. Let me just bring that last league table up. And you can see for the dearly departed there, Villa in 10th, still a game in hand. It is against Manchester City. I say it every time. Leeds in 12th. Those two look sustainable, looking good for a mid-table position. Fulham outside the relegation zone. Just the worry for the teams down the bottom there is if Burnley can get going. They've shown the ability to survive Premier League seasons more than once, haven't they? Then West Brom and Sheffield United in the bottom 3. And no signs yet of enough viability from either to get out of it. I hope it comes because I want I want all 5 dearly departed to stay up and to bring another 3 up. I want 8 dearly departed teams. I don't think I'm going to get 8 dearly departed teams next season, but we'll see who does fall through that trap door. Lots of dearly departed stuff coming up this week. If I look up at the board, I will do this preview. I'll do the preview as a stream on Friday at 1 p.m. Join me for that. If you're Premier League fans as well, Fantasy League show will be at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. That'll be a pre-record, so you can't join me live for that one. Then Chelsea Leeds will do 8 p.m. Saturday night live watch along. Sheffield United Leicester 2:15 p.m. Sunday, and then same slot next week. Well, it's not the same slot at all, Ben. What are you talking about? Monday, 1 p.m. All the dearly departed would have played, so we'll do the review show. I will go early. Let me say, I'll be completely transparent. If we get drama or good victories in either of the Chelsea or Sheffield United games, no, I'll be doing the preview. Let me be transparent. If we get drama in the Leeds game, I'll do a separate review on Sunday morning because that went over well this week. Right, let's just view your final comments here. Cheers to Mally. Do you think they're missing Dean Henderson? Yes, big style. Joseph says he's certain Burnley will stop up. Hamza says farewell. Farewell to all you lot. If you're still in the chat, right now, just hit the like button, help me out. And if you haven't already, I'm sure you have, but hit the subscribe button. One more shout out to Jay, who's our fan sponsor, with Rafinha in his picture there, dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us, absolutely not, marching on together. That's the whole point of the show. And here is your Teesprings discount code. Enter the discount code live at the checkout. I'll be putting that up in all my live shows. You get 10% discount on all Benjamin Bloom Football Channel merchandise, T-shirts, mugs, phone cases, hoodies and jumpers. I still haven't developed the ability to say that fast. I always seem to fall over those words, but there you go. Cheers to Nat. See you all tonight with our championship hats on. Pop that on because it is a watch-along between Rotherham and Brentford. Will be here from 7:30. Thank you, everybody, for watching. One more plug to hit that subscribe button, and it's an over and out from me. See you soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.